Hey guys, how you doing? It's been a while, so I thought I'd come and do another video for you. A few people have asked for me to put some different topics in, so I thought I'd try and cover all the ones that have been asked for. I've got some notes, so sorry if my eyes flick about. I'm on my break and it's like 1 in the morning, so I'm not quite, the brain's not going to be thinking like it should be. So basically I went all the way down to 81 kilos from 159 and a half, and quite frankly I felt quite unwell. I'd lost all my muscle mass, my body had gone into full eat itself mode, or ketosis if you want, and I had no energy. I felt tired all the time. I had no muscle. My arms were just skinny little rakes of bone. So I've actually put 4 kilos back on. Now, never in my life did I think putting weight back on would be a positive step, but this time I've gone up to 85 kilos. Now why it's a positive step is because my trousers are still the same size and they still fit the same. My shirt's still the same size and it still fits the same. So I'm into my nice medium here. This is a next medium slim fit, and I fill out the chest bit quite nicely, arms fill out quite nicely, and it still fits nice around the tongue. So what can I say? I think the 4 kilos might have gone into muscle because I've been exercising. I'll get onto that later. So the biggest thing is, what do you eat? That's what I always get. What do you eat? So breakfast Huel. I'm a hooligan, if you like, and I will explain more about that later. But basically, I eat Huel shake for breakfast. I have their new hot and savoury for lunch, and then like veggies sort of. I'm still basically vegetarian because I'm one of the ones that can't eat meat still. So I tend to eat veggies with like alternative sources of protein for tea. So alternative sources of protein is another big thing everyone asks. So because they can't eat meat, or because your stomach doesn't like it as much, it's harder to digest. People try and basically wonder what I eat. So I tend to go with Huel, massive source of protein. Going to talk about that later. Grenade bars, they're my treats. Pulses, lentils, eggs, peanut butter and porridge. They tend to be my main sources of protein. Just running through a few of them. Nuts. I'm not swearing at you, just saying. Peanuts, 28 grams per 100 is protein. So every 100 grams of peanuts, 28 grams of protein in there. Quite high in fats. We'll also say this with nuts. Eat in moderation. Almonds, 24 grams of protein per 100. So if you want to mix up a flavour, go with that. Cool. Then we go seeds, and pumpkin seeds are phenomenal. So I add them into salads, I add them into absolutely everything I can get them into, because per 100 grams of pumpkin seeds, you get 32 grams of protein. So that's huge amount of protein. Once again, quite high in fats though, so you're really not going to want 100 grams of pumpkin seeds. So I tend to stick like a handful in a salad, or blitz it in my shake, or something like that. Just adds more protein into it. So it's essentially a nice little way of hiding it. If I do a veggie thing with corn, I'll stick some pumpkin seeds in there, add a protein. So sunflower seeds, 21 grams of protein per 100, and flax seeds, 20 grams. So they're all big things. Flax seeds are really easy to blend into anything. They just add a more of a nutty flavour to whatever you're eating. It's good. Chia seeds are good as well at 18 grams per 100. They're a bit of an unusual flavour. If you don't like them, or if you don't sort of get used to them, they're a bit strange. Lentils and beans. I use these to bulk out what I'm eating. So I'll put corn, pumpkin seeds, things like that, along with cannellini beans, chickpeas, anything like that. So I can't remember the make. It's in a black tin, but they do a mixed bean salad, and that is pucker for making a mixed bean chili with, or something like that. So I do that, add a bit of corn mince in, whack some chili powder in, bosh. So basically we've got lots of sources of protein. Alternatives, lentils, they also tend to be 6 to 8 grams per 100, the same as the beans do. Veggies, even vegetables have protein in it. Peas, 5.5 grams per 100, spinach 3 grams, broccoli 3 grams, and randomly mushrooms. Until I started doing this, I never knew mushrooms had that amount of protein in it. So it's 3 grams per 100 in protein. So I tend to use these sort of things to bulk out. Now for snacks, although I'm predominantly of a vegan diet, I can eat little bits of dairy and things like that. So eggs, 13 grams per 100 sort of protein, so that's good. So a couple of eggs, boiled eggs or something like that, poached eggs, anything really. So I tend to boil eggs and put half of it on a bit of a salad or something. Something else I found a brand new appreciation for is salad. So I never used to eat salad. It's that stuff you get on the side of a burger, in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, here's my meal. On the side of it's that green stuff. More chips. Yeah, so none of that anymore. So anyway, yeah, salad. New appreciate for salad. You can eat what you perceive quite a good portion. So I ate my salad just before I had this. Unfortunately, I should have ate it afterwards, really, shouldn't I? I should have recorded it, but that's the size of a tub. Nice little tub, about the size of my hand. That of salad, pucker amount. What can you say? Beautiful. One I didn't mention, really high in fat, peanut butter, but 25 grams per 100. So it was a little cheeky snack every now and again. Grenade bars tend to have 20 to 22 grams of protein in them, with only 1 to 2 grams of sugar, so it's a really good ratio. I use these as my sweet treats, so when I crave chocolate, I don't eat chocolate. When I crave chocolate, I have a grenade bar or something like that. They do a flapjack version, which is quite sweet, but still has hardly any sugar in it. So I tend to use them as my sweet treats because I think I'm being naughty, and I kind of am a little bit, but still for the protein. Now I was asked literally a couple of days ago, no, it was today, I was asked today on the group about the social impact and the ramifications of this going out and about with your friends and family. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? Can I go out to eat? Can I? Can I go to a restaurant? Yes. Yes, you can. So, to begin with, I did feel awkward. I wanted to eat way more than I physically could, and way more than was probably good for me. I was trying to like, oh, you know, this is a meal, and I usually eat loads, and everyone's looking at me, and I was worried that my friends and family didn't want me there because, you know, they feel guilty for eating and they're having a dessert. And I was like, I really don't care if you have a dessert. If you eat ice cream, brilliant, off you go, have ice cream. I don't want it. But it was all sort of really messed my head up really badly. And my first meal out, quite frankly, was a disaster. It was terrible. I got dragged out for Christmas dinner, of all things, last December by my nan. She wanted the whole family to go there because she wanted the whole family around her. It wasn't good. So I want to begin by saying that I'm not proud of this. I'm actually quite ashamed of it. But I ended up having a massive panic attack, and I disguised it as being angry with the waiting staff. So I didn't want to be there. I panicked about what's going on, so I found something to be annoyed with and tried to cover it up with being angry at the waiting staff, and tried to leave and stormed out and made a little bit of a scene. And yeah, my head wasn't good at the time, not gonna lie. Had a few moments like this, but luckily I have a very understanding, amazing wife who coaxed me back in. She coaxed me back into the restaurant, and yep, so she kind of helped me end the meal. And I sat there, I pushed the food around the plate for a little while, and as soon as everybody was finished, out of there, pick the kids up, run, let's go, gone, out of there. But we got through it. I was mostly worried that it was going to be like this all of the time, but it's not. I think I'd wound myself up, and I made it 100 times worse by worrying about what people thought, what people were going to say, what people were going to react, how the waiting staff were going to be. Quite frankly, I sat down. Little life hack for you. Nor to give you a bariatric card to say that you can eat off the kids' menu. Use it. Use it, use it, use it. Most places do the same meal but in a smaller portion. You ain't going to eat it all. Use the smaller portion. Carveries. Get a kid's carvery. It's like £4 rather than a tenner. Why would you not? And as soon as you go, you don't even have to say, I've had a gastric bypass, blah, 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 ruin why, and I can't eat very much food. And I simply say, hi, how you doing? I've had gastric surgery, and any chance I can order off the kids' menu, because it just basically limits what I can eat. And not one person, not one waiting staff person has ever said no. They've just gone, not a problem, sir, I'll go get you the menu. Perfect. The right size meal, still really good food usually. What can I say? I mean, it's a little life hack for you there. I digress anyway, sorry. So basically, I changed my headspace about how I ate. I changed my headspace about restaurants. So restaurants used to be about food, and lots of it. Now they're more about being a social event, more about the company, more about the spending time with friends and family. You get the good chemicals traveling around up here like they're supposed to be. You know, it used to be, how much food can I get? So it used to be, what's the most food for the least money? Because I don't want to leave here hungry. I want to eat as much as I can, but I don't want to spend very much. Always the burger, always the chips. Maybe a mixed grill if you're going out somewhere like a Harvester or something like that, or the 1 kilo bucket of ribs because you're like, that weighs a kilo, I'm going to leave here full. So it was always about food. I was always silent. I was always doing absolutely nothing but eating. So we'd all be like, oh, how you doing? He goes, oh, food's here. On the convo. Food was nice, wasn't it? Bye. Gone again. That's not socialising. That's turning up to eat. So basically, I now kind of changed my headspace, as I said. There used to be absolute silence at the table, as I said, and I now find myself kind of being that social lubricant, if you like, that keeps the conversation flowing, rotating it between everybody on the table, so that everyone gets to eat, everyone gets to have chat, keeps everything going. There's never silence. So it's kind of how I go now. Yeah, so it's sort of like, I'll go there, I'll pick up a bit, have a chat with Dave, have a chat with Nathan, have a chat with Matt, have a chat with the missus, blah, blah, blah. Oh, hi kids, how you doing? It's a bit of a good thing. I don't eat a great deal. I eat a bit, then there's a big pause before I can eat some more. So I tend to eat over a matter of time so it doesn't fill me up and bloat me out. So in this time I can look after my children. I can feed my little 2-year-old. I can feed my 4-year-old. I can make sure my 6-year-old boy's got some ketchup that he wants. You know, oh, do you need another drink? I'll go refill your drink for you. You know, and my wife gets to sit there and enjoy a meal. You know, and I don't feel bad, and she doesn't feel bad because it's given me a reason to break from food. I go and do that and then come back to my food. And socially, it's acceptable that you're doing this. Anybody else in the restaurant thinks, you know, cool, that's cool, that's working really well over there. You know, anybody on your table goes, oh yeah, I know what's going on, but you know, they're working this quite well. And the wife's going, yeah, I get to eat my dinner. It's not cold. And I get to, you know, look after my children, look after the wife, eat some dinner, socialise with friends. It's a blessing, to be honest. I think it's improved eating at restaurants. It's not made it worse. It shouldn't be worried about. You just change your headspace. If you want to think about going out and eating food all the time, restaurant eating isn't for you. If you want to go out to socialise with people, if you want to go out to spend time with your friends and family, to actually find out what they're going on, to actually converse about, to actually have a laugh, gastric bypass surgery is for you, because you don't have to worry about the food. You can worry about the friends. You know, you don't go, as I said, what's the most food for the least money? You can go, oh, that looks nice, I'll have that. You know, I basically either eat off the kiddies menu if I'm going to a carvery. If I'm going somewhere else, I'll have a proper dinner. I'll have the salmon with the new potatoes and the vegetables and this and that on the side, and I'll have like a bit of the salmon, you know, because I can now eat fish. Yes, I can now tolerate a tiny bit of fish and maybe the odd prawn. I tend to not, but you know, so it'll be like I'll have a bit of this, I'll have a bit of that, I'll have half of the potato, I'll have loads of the peas, you know, and stuff like that. Pick what I eat off it, but sample it all. And then I tend to not take the doggy bag home. So I try not to doggy bag things too much, because it's just a temptation to snack later, isn't it? You know, so if I go home and I go, oh, I'm a bit hungry, I've got to make something. Tell you what, I'll have some water and I'll be fine and go to bed. But now if I've got like half a veggie lasagna sat there, you know, you're kind of like, I could just 1 minute ding that. Another meal I didn't need, but I fancied. It's not good enough really, is it? So, as I said, I'll get back to the Huel shakes. I tend to go with the vegan shakes again, because any large amount of dairy really does upset me, and it's not nice. It's just kind of hurts my stomach, gives me nasty moments. What can I say? Yeah, Huel, 90 grams per serving. Mix it with water. Protein shaker. Get some arm workout while you're doing it. Or pretend you're in cocktail. I don't know. Do some tricks with it. I'll show you the shaker. 2 seconds. I realised that wasn't a great piece of video work, but I'm kind of doing this in one hit rather than splicing it together. One take wonder. So yeah, shaker. That's 90 grams of 90 grams of Huel. So in there's 40 grams of protein and 4.4 grams of sugar. You add 350 to 400 mils of water to it and shake it like a lunatic. Pretend green cocktail, as I said. Do some tricks. I don't know. It's all good. So I do that. The micronutrients in it is crazy. It's got 26 different minerals in it. I'm not trying to sell it to you. Just saying I've got no shares in it. Wish I did. But yeah, so micronutrients are crazy. You can literally live off the stuff. I have it for breakfast because I'm quite limited on breakfast. It's literally porridge, eggs, or Huel, because I can't eat great deals of milk, I can't eat great deals of bread, so it just makes it much easier if I just have one of these. I make it the night before, about 350 mils, 400 maybe, thickens up lovely. I drink it over 30 to 40 minutes in the morning, sip at it while I drive to work. Keeps me full till easy 11:30, 12, easy from 8. And yeah, it's quite easy because you make it the night before, pop it in the fridge, leave the house, grab it, let's go. Now for lunch, as I said, I have the new Huel Hot and Savoury, the posh pot noodle, as I like to call it. So in here, I don't know if you can see it, is some grains and some flavouring bits. So it's rice, grains, dehydrated vegetables and flavourings, bits and pieces. That's completely vegan again. You add water to it. They give you the cup. It says Huel Light. And you put about 200 mils on top of 94 grams in it. So it makes a 300 gram serving. This is the upper level of what I can eat. It'll make about that much in there. So I probably feel like I've had a roast dinner after I've eaten it. But you add 2 scoops of that mixture in, 200 mils of hot water. It's just up to the line in the middle. That's why I call it pot noodle. And in there's 24 grams of protein. In there's also lots of minerals added, bits like that. So it's basically the same as a shake, but more of a substantial thing. So you're not drinking it, you feel like you're eating something, which is great. So I tend to have breakfast for that for that. Easy, done. You know you're getting your things in. So between breakfast and lunch, 64 grams of protein. 64 grams in breakfast and lunch. Now for tea, I haven't really got to worry about protein, but I still stick protein in there. Snacks, I haven't really got to worry about them, but I still stick them in there, just so I've got abundance of it, because I'm trying to bulk up on the muscle again, trying to gain muscle, because as I said, I was very, I was almost emaciated, because I went too far the other way. Wasn't eating enough food, had no energy. So eating food is good, little and often. I now eat 5 times a day. So yeah, it's good, little and often. Healthy, little, often. It's the way forward. Low sugar, low fat. So yeah, exercise. People keep asking what I do to exercise. So I started with low impact exercises to start with. I walked the dog, I walked down the beach, walked around the block. I did a bit of swimming, supports your body weight, low impact on the joints, because I was still a big lad. I remember I was like 160 kilos, which is like 26 stone. You know, it's a big old boy to start trying to run on knees. So I did that. 8 weeks post-surgery, I decided to try something completely different, go back to a sport I used to do, and that was grappling. So I went back to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Shout out to the boys there, Rio Grappling Club in Great Yarmouth. They've really helped my strength, conditioning, cardio, flexibility, weight loss, everything, because it's high intensity but low impact on your joints, so it's great. Once I'd used that, and we'd start to lose a lot of weight, I started running, getting my cardio up, and then able to do the more high impact stuff like weights and essentially anything I want to be honest. So before I was genuinely out of breath walking to the shop. Not scared to say it. I was 26 stone. I was a big lad. I got pretty much puffed out pretty quick. I did 5k the other day in 35 minutes. 5k run, 35 minutes. I know it's not a great time, but my word, I ran 5k. Compared to walking to the shop, it's brilliant. Weights, I'm now sort of using it to tone and build muscle. I've got a really good friend who's a paramedic if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I'm a paramedic. I've got a friend who's also a paramedic, and he's basically personal training me, because he does that on the side essentially. he's very good at what he does, and he's really good. So shout out to Stevie G, good lad, nice one. I feel awesome. It's the crux of it. I feel awesome. I now run around, my children can't catch me. I've got better speed, better acceleration. When running, I'm not out of breath, my cardio goes. I mean, we can run around for ages, and neither of them, none of them can catch me, because I'm so much quicker. Before I was like, oh my God, I can't get away, and like I was getting caught by a 4-year-old. Do you know what I mean? Their legs are like this big, and they're catching me. It's crazy. The big one. I left the big one till last. I'm really sorry. It's only a small bit on it, but psychologically. So psychologically, I could not prepare for what I was gonna go through after the surgery. So it was terrible. 2 months was awful. You hated every minute of it. Every minute of it. For 2 months, try to sip at water, eating baby food, pureeing vegetables, trying to work out the maze of things you should be doing, shouldn't be doing, getting advice off of everybody, still not knowing what to do, what's best to do, you know. It was horrible, and I felt quite down a lot of the time. A lot of the first 2 months I felt really, really quite down. I've luckily, as I said, got a very supportive partner. My wife's been brilliant, but the biggest lean on was 2 other people in the group. I found peer support was key to getting through most of this. So I sort of lent on a couple of people through the group. Mr. Harwood, big help. Thank you for everything you've done, and hopefully with the help that I'm putting back into the group, I'm sort of doing it justice and sort of paying it forward, if you like. I can basically categorically say that every tear I've shed, every moment that was awful, every moment missing food, every moment feeling down, every moment wishing maybe I hadn't had it done, every moment of that was worth 1,000 times what you get the other end. So I basically looking at it as it's one of the very hardest things you'll do in life. It's one of the very, very hardest things. It's not an easy fix, but it is a very effective one. You do it right, it's life-changing, life-saving, everything. I nearly swore there, it's blooming amazing. But, you know, you're still left with, like myself, I'm left with skin. It's the biggest hate I have now, is the fact that I've got the apron. I'm looking at getting an apronectomy. The fleur-de-lis, FDL fleur-de-lis, tummy tuck was the one I was looking at doing, maybe 360, depending on if my back's bad enough. But it's all down the line. It's a small price to pay. I mean, I can wear t-shirts, I can wear shirts. You can't really notice it, I don't think, anyway. But I've had to find ways of amusing myself with it. You know, sort of. Yeah, I'll show you that at the very end of the video. It's quite amusing, makes me laugh. But yeah, so just remember, you're not alone, okay? We've all been there. Got to do anything to amuse yourself. If there's something that amuses yourself, just do it. I mean, if it makes it easier, just do it, okay? I'll quickly show you the thing that amuses me. So, here's my apronectomy. Ready? Listen, ready? Now tell me that's not funny. Anyway, so just remember some things for you. I'm going to lean in for this because I totally mean it. I'm going to look straight down the camera and say it. Remember, no matter how low you feel, no matter how bad you think it is, you've got me and about 1,600 other people on this group, on the Facebook group, on the Nord Facebook group, who have been there, who knows what you're going through, who knows how you feel, who knows exactly what you need to do and where you need to go and when you need to do it. If not, we wouldn't be here. We know what you're going through, as I said, and we're here standing here in front of you, willing and happy to lead you through this maze of uncertainty. If you feel low, contact one of us. We'll have a chat. It's not a problem. I mean, if you've got a supportive partner like I have, brilliant. If you can find somebody on the group that you can talk to that's local to you, brilliant. Me and Mark, we met up, we have had coffees, we've had chats, we've had heart-to-hearts. It's been great. You need to find somebody local to you to help you out, all right? So, well done on coming on here. If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about having it done. And the answer to that is, get it done. It will change your life, okay? Much love.